For the latest development from our continent, in-depth interviews and reports, tune into Daybreak Africa, a 30-minute breakfast show from the Voice of America, weekdays Monday to Friday, 7 in the morning, right here on Sky FM 107.1.
107.1 FM. You are listening to your hit music radio station.
Good morning. While browsing through newspapers, I came across the front page Africa. President Weah laments insincerity in CDC, leading to party's defeat. Let me tell this Weah man something. We have lost this election to a state man. We can only hope that President Boakai will not repeat the tragic mistake that we all made. And I'm vindicated because, and this is why I never participated in 2023 election, because I never had confidence in Weah. And let me state this for the record. Weah used all of us 2017 for one major purpose: to replenish his lost assets. The enthusiasm that has characterized the CDC during 2005, 2011, and 2017 election plummeted when Weah's only desire was to amass wealth for him, his families, and few cronies of his.
The things Zandankawa doing, no. If our young person was doing it, Zandankawa was going to scare them with cartel that nothing is that. They ain't get nothing inside. No power, no traditional power inside, nothing. Any traditional chief that gets smartphone and roller watch.
Says I beg you, sir.
Any traditional chief, as in the sense of soul and body and traditional chief, that got cell phone, that smartphone, will watch that.
Who has that?
Zanakawa. That papa is smart and he just using job in his own. That man that I know traditional man, Zanakawa.
Say they got to get easy.
Hey, please, I'm speaking as senator. That man is greedy. He's unprincipled. He using these people in the name of traditional chief. He get no power behind him. He have power behind him. Where miracle or gonna win. He can't even make a web win in Delta number 2 in Grandmaster Canada. He didn't want to make job we are win.
Ronnie. We are government officials from their positions for alleged corruption. They include former Finance Minister Samuel Toure and Central Bank of Liberia Governor J. Aloysius Talu. Information Minister Geraldine McPeer tells me that the Boakai government will not hesitate to go after proven corrupt officials, former or present.
The Boakai government is not witch hunting anyone. It will not make witch hunting a part of its programs and policies. However, if the Boakai administration got reports, be it from the GSC, be it from the LACC, be it from other anti-graft institutions that indicate that there are people who breached the public trust, and the Ministry of Justice determines that prosecutorial actions are possible so as to hold people accountable. That's exactly what the administration will do.
But the other way is that there was no due process, or there's no due process.
Well, it depends on what you or they interpret as due process. Take, for example, the situation that led to charges being brought against Mr. Tue and others. An investigation was done by the LACC. LACC is the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. All the commissioners who are currently serving that commission were appointed by former President Weah, not President Walker. They did an independent investigation. They formed
you people here don't know that we have voted for 14 years in the country. I'm not you people don't know that when they said Banga was casual, they were going to. When they say your senator was enjoying himself in a Cuba hotel in Nigeria. Yes, sir. When they staged the war and they left it, they went and started enjoying themselves. We were here trying to stand in front of the enemy for the man to survive. Little people are crazy, yo. If you can get a Dr. Doro is full of them. Your case Senator Johnson 18 years from now, more what I thought. Brother do that fought for you for 14 years. Your please baby small tuna.
Okay, so a pleasant morning, and we are back this morning again with another edition of the program Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1 FM. Of course, it comes your way every Monday to Thursday right here on Sky 107.1. Yes, my name is Julius Boki. I'm going to be in your company up to 9 o'clock today. Having breakfast with you as usual from Monday to Thursday Today is Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. So we are here again. Yes, a lot of things to talk about. At 8 o'clock, we're going to be joining our partner, the VOA, to bring you, as usual, the VOA 5 minutes of news. And then after that, we will have folks from West Point. Yesterday, they disappointed us, but today they said they will be here. So we are waiting to see them. So they'll be going to be discussing issues relating to the densely populated area of West Point. Then we're going to wrap it up at 9 o'clock this morning. Yes, I was coming this morning, small rain was falling. I don't know why rain still falling out there, but just in case you are making your way to town, make sure that you come along your rain gears, because the rain, in rainy season, anything can happen. So that's it. Let me take my break and I'll come back. We'll go into the issues up to 8 o'clock. I wish y'all join the VOA for the news. Okay, so welcome back to the program Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1 FM on the Wednesday. So all the beautiful ladies, today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, ladies night. So let me say hands up to all the ladies around the city. My good friend and brother Matthias will say we need to find somebody. We need to find a date for the guys as well, because the guys he thinks that the ladies are always cheating us. They're having ladies' night and stuff like that. And the guys are not. So Matthias, as a campaigner, the mayor is saying that we need to get ladies' night. Guys' night for the guys. But I don't know who will sponsor. He said guys' night. Who want to sponsor that? Because basically when you say ladies' night, that the guys can take the ladies out. So we are thinking whether or not the ladies will take the guys out too. So I think we had to work on it to see whether the ladies will be prepared to take the guys out. Then I can be one of the advocates, But Matthias is the lead campaigner of what he call men's night. He said he call it men's night. So they got ladies' night. So every Wednesday we recognize the ladies, Sometimes you see on Facebook page, some guys will be there, posting some ladies' picture, happy ladies' night to you, whether a friend, whether a girlfriend, whether a wife. Some groups in the group you see, the administrators posting all the ladies' picture in the group and wishing them ladies night or ladies' day, if you will. And we don't know. I think I'm trying to make up my mind to join Matthias so that we can lead a campaign with the men, to lead a campaign to have men's night too. Men's night. Because the ladies' night is not easy. Yeah. We can take the ladies out on their night. The night that they're supposed to take with the men out, we can take them out. So that's it, man. Just by the way. But let me tell you something. Yesterday we discussed something about the mpox virus, virus, and I gave you there were some questions and answers that I read here from the WHO website, and then we went through a few calls came in and wrapped it up. So I'm just reminding you that don't forget and feel the serious about this. Please try to take measures to prevent yourself from attracting or getting that virus, the mpox virus. What I said yesterday, I'll continue saying is that let's take this mpox virus as, let's just say, COVID-19 or Ebola. Yesterday, the Director General of Anfield, Christian, said something. He said, we are learning from the Ebola and the COVID-19 situation. So that means that it's similar. And that's why I said If you really notice it, like the precautionary measures, almost like the same of that of COVID-19 and Ebola. So every time I come here, we try to remind you to know how to move around, avoid crowds, stop shaking hands, stop hawking. The woman had a woman on case or sexual intercourse with a woman. And I read them yesterday here. Anyway, but yesterday I was sitting and I saw something on Facebook, and it was about. I also talk about firearm, right? Yes, I talked about firearm. How the LMP and the national, I think like Broad National Commission on Arms, something like that. Yeah, Linka issue a statement asking those of us that have our arms that were registered, and telling them that look, according to I think an act in 2015 or so, those permissions that were granted people to use those arms have been revoked. As such, you should return the arms, and it will tell you when and where and how to get them back. And I was just talking about it, and I read a communication from the LMP Facebook page. And then I caution those of you who have those arms and are refusing to take them back, because it is good when authorities that gave you the arms say bring it back for a certain reason, you take it back. And just after discussing that, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw the release on the LMP Facebook page, and I'm going to read it. It says, press release, LMP arrests Kwateka radio journalist for illegal firearms. And I think I got an issue with that radio station name. Anyway, and some Monrovia, Liberia, September 3rd, 2024. The Liberia National Police LMP has arrested Nana Jemfi. Somebody who don't know how to pronounce the menu, I heard some people pronounce the menu on radio, I can be laughing. You don't know how to pronounce Ghanaian, you come to me. I will help you. The name is not Gemfi. Somebody can say Gemfi, Finfin. The T is Jemfi, Nana Jemfi. Okay. The Liberia National Police LMP has arrested Nana Jemfi, a 28 years old journalist, for illegal possession of firearm. Journalist Jemfi was arrested on Tuesday, September 3rd, at the Kwateka radio station located on the Capital Bypass in Monrovia following a tip-off. The firearms were discovered in his bag at Kwateka radio station, where he has been employed for barely 2 weeks. In his statement, Mr. Jemfi claimed that he obtained the firearms from an unknown or unidentified man in the Johnsonville community where he resides. He stated that he carried the arm for his protection while commuting to work. The suspect is currently in currently in custody of the LMP headquarters on ongoing investigation. The LMP remains committed in ensuring the safety and security of all citizens and will continue to enforce the laws of Liberia without fear or favor. We urge the public to report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station. Signed, DCP Cecilia G. Clark, spokesperson, Liberia National Police. I thought I could call her, but I'll just give her time. And then, after this, I saw my good friend and brother, the CEO of Voice of Liberia Post. Let me get there quickly. Sekou Sharif, the CEO of Voice of Liberia. Is it this one? Yes, okay, I think that's it. And then I saw a post from him. I wanted to call him, but he's on the air now, and I think I can't get him now. So after I read that, later on I saw this post from my good friend and brother. Even though we've not seen him for a long time, I thought I'd look for him in the field, man. Yeah. Sekou V. Sharif Jr. He's the CEO of Voice of Liberia. He posted this on his Facebook page. He said, on today, we were tipped off by one of our sources that an individual named Nana Jemfi had entered in the premises of Voice of Liberia on Capital Bypass with single barrel pistol allegedly given to him by a government official within the current administration. Immediately after the tip-off, We invited the police, and it was established that he has a weapon. We consulted our lawyers, partners, including sympathizers. We officially wrote the Justice Ministry and CC copied various embassies and their institutions, including PUL. Below is the communication and Nana's voice audio in our possession. We will be addressing the press shortly, and he did address the press. And the letter they wrote, unfortunately, I can't get a clearer picture because it was a picture, but I see a letter here dated September 3rd, and it was addressed to Councillor N. Otford Twe, Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Republic of Liberia. Unfortunately, I cannot just read it at that because it's very small. Let me try to see what the letter about. Let me try I can manage to read it. Just be patient with me, please. I beg you. We need to do these things. Okay, let me see. Oh, wow. The writing is very, very small. No, I can't, man. I can't. It's small, but I'm seeing a letter here. And then I see the guy, Nana Jemfi, standing here and it's an audio recording. But then Sekou Sisi copied this letter to the U.S. Embassy, European Union, French Embassy, Human Rights Commission, Embassy of China, civil society organizations, the President of Liberia, and the FAD it as well. So that's a good one. So we see Nana Jemfi standing here, and the back is just by him with the pistol over the back with the audio. I think they called him to come over to the office, and then he was refusing and said he was afraid. Since in fact, Sekou and the lies, and I don't really know who you're talking to. I don't ask where I think I'm administrator talking to. But that's it. But the point is that I'm getting confused here. And I think the LMP needed to do some clarity here. The LMP release, they said the weapon was found in Kwatika Radio at the premises of Kwatika radio station. But Sekou is saying that no, we got a tip off. This guy entered our building. So one or two questions I want to ask Sekou, but he's on the radio now. I can't talk to him, but I will try to reach him, to have a clearer picture of what obtained. Is that the LMP said he's an employee of Kwaketa Radio. And Sekou is saying in his release that, let me go back to it. And Sekou is saying that he said a guy. He said on today we were tipped off by one of our sources that an individual named Nana Jemfi had entered the premises of Voice of Liberia on Capitol Bypass with a single barrel pistol illegally, allegedly so, given to him by the government, one of the government officials. So the LMP is saying that that guy is an employee of Kwaketa Radio, and Sekou King contrary to say no, the guy walked in their premises. So which one is which? Is it a Kwaketa Radio? Is that a different case? Or it is the same case from Voice of Liberia that probably the NMP mistakenly says Kwaketa Radio? I think we need some clarity, and I think the Cecilia is listening. She needs to provide clarity on this. She's the LMP spokesperson, because they say is at the premises of Kwaketa Radio, and Sekou had a press conference yesterday, and Sekou said no, it was at the Voice of Liberia premises. And the voice is here. I got 4 more minutes to go to join the VOA. So I don't know. I wanted to just play because they called the guy. Even when see Sekou posted it on his Facebook page, that the picture and the voice of the guy. Let me see something. Let me see. Okay. There's a voice. Okay, so that hold it there because the next guy is the Nana Jemfi that the LMP is talking about. But the LMP in its release is saying that this guy was caught at the premises of Kwakita radio station. So I don't know what we got Kwakita radio station in Liberia. I mean, in Monrovia, yeah. I know. I think once upon a time I knew that they were out of Monrovia. There's a same Nana Jemfi, Nana Jemfi guy that Sekou Sharif is talking about. He's the CEO of Voice of Liberia. So the LMP need to do some clarity here. You say this guy is an employee of Kwakita radio station, and Sekou comes on and says, no, this guy was apprehended at our premises with the gun, the firearm in his bag. But Sekou did not tell us that this guy is an employee of Voice of Liberia. But he said they got a tip off that a guy named by Nana Jemfi was in the premises of Voice of Liberia with a firearm. Anyway, but I mean, we'll come back before we take our guests on West Point. We're going to just go through it again, and then we'll take the guests. By the time it's 8 o'clock, let's join the VOA to bring you 5 minutes of news, and I'll be right back.
This is VOA News. I'm Tommy McNeil. The U.S. Justice Department has announced a criminal charge against Hamas's leader Yahya Sinwar and other militants in connection with the October 7th rampage in Israel
for financing and directing a decades-long campaign to murder American citizens and endanger the security of the United States.
The U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said on Tuesday that charges are just one part of the effort to target every aspect of Hamas's operations, and he said that the action would not be the last. The World Health Organization said Tuesday after its first 2 days it was ahead of target for polio vaccinations in Gaza and had inoculated about a quarter of children under the age of 10 in the enclave. VOA's Jeff Custer.
The polio campaign, which had been sped up after the discovery of the first polio case in a Gazan baby last week, relies on daily 8-hour pauses in fighting between Israel and Hamas militants in specific areas of the besieged enclave. Speaking to reporters in Geneva remotely, WHO representative for the occupied Palestinian territories, Rick Pieperkorn, said the campaign's first 2 days were excellent.
So the total number of the first 2 days, children under 10, reached 161,030 children. We had an estimate there would be like 156,500 children in this central zones.
Pieperkorn said health teams will move into southern Gaza later this week, where they are seeking to reach some 340,000 children. Jeff Custer, VOA News.
Officials say a boat carrying migrants has ripped apart in the English Channel as they tried to reach Britain from northern France, and 12 are dead. Dozens of people were plunged into the treacherous waterway, and many did not have life preservers. The Interior Minister says that most were believed to be women, some under the age of 18. This is VOA News. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said 2 ballistic missiles blasted a military academy and nearby hospital on Tuesday in Ukraine, killing more than 50 people and wounding more than 200 others. AP correspondent Charles Ledesma.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says 2 Russian ballistic missiles struck an educational facility and nearby hospital in central eastern Ukraine, killing over 40 people and wounding around 180 others. The strike occurred in the city of Poltava, the capital of the region of the same name. It lies 70 miles from the Russian border. In a video, Zelensky says one of the buildings of the Institute of Communications was partially destroyed. People found themselves under the rubble, but many were saved. The strike appears to be one of the deadliest carried out by Russian forces since the war began. I'm Charles Ledesma.
A bus crashed into a group of students and their parents at a school in eastern China early Tuesday, killing 11 and injuring 13. The students and parents were at the gate of a middle school in the eastern province of Shandong just before 7:30 in the morning. 6 parents and 5 students were killed. One of the injured was in serious condition while the others were listed as stable. The driver was in police custody in the incident under investigation. A former New York governor's aide has been arrested and accused of secretly working for China. Reuters correspondent Freddie Joyner explains.
Linda Sun, a former aide to New York Governor Kathy Hochul, was charged with secretly acting as an agent of the Chinese government in exchange for millions of dollars in compensation and gifts. Both Sun and her husband, Chris Hu, were arrested Tuesday morning. Each pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges. Federal prosecutors in Brooklyn said that while working in state government, Sun blocked representatives of the Taiwanese government from meeting with officials and sought to arrange for a high-level New York state official to visit China. In exchange, Chinese government representatives allegedly arranged for millions of dollars in transactions for Sun's husband, who had business activities in China.
That is Reuters' Freddie Joyner reporting. Pope Francis opened his visit to Indonesia with a packed first day, meeting political and religious leaders. His first order of business Wednesday was a meeting at the presidential palace with the Indonesian president, Joko Widodo. He then followed that meeting with opening remarks before government authorities and the diplomatic corps. I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.
Gather down before the gathered and play. Look at the Habed massacre. Look at the Luchin Church massacre. Look at the Nima raid. Look at the cow feed Duboro massacre. Economic criminals. Bring them to justice now. Bring them to justice now.
You turn the back and you want higher end. And the thing that we can't understand. Then you turn the back and you want higher end. And the thing that I don't understand. You know you do it, that compare your side. You know you do it, that compare your side. You say you not do it, that compare your side. Then you say you not do it, that compare your side. LRB, what peaceful to the profile damage, skin as freedom fighters for us. They talk on Duffer Tabe, but for the breed, empower poor people suffer. Children, them malnourished, dry some of them buffer. But the people they all say they want single fire. What strip bullet picking up people who were so terrified. Hey man, you go high in the chest and massacre. But they ain't them boss working with the news and that's so far. Didn't walk raw, all the dirty ways. So the innocent people for free, and they won't get away. You not forget, you break your fuck calamity, all the ground for just fun and shame, for you know what with infinity. Spending my own rebellion, I try to justify it was for him and the T-Rep cause. Nobody said that lie, nobody now wake up. Our voices got a race of who troll, who not troll, that it's time for us to follow. Yeah, wanna be free, I way yellow. Yeah, way yellow. Yeah, wanna be free, I way yellow. Yeah, way yellow. Yeah, wanna be free, I way yellow. Yeah, way yellow. Yeah, wanna be free, I way yellow. You turn the back and you want higher hand.
Okay, so you chunk the rock, you want higher hand. War crimes court is a must. And so the government of Liberia is trying as much as possible to establishing a war crimes court. War economic crimes court, anyway. Let me put economy there because for somebody beat me. But you know, so as we're saying, so the LMP need to clarify this about that. Two different statements, one from the LMP and one from the CEO of Voice of Liberia. Yes, so they are saying that the guy is an employee of Kwakete radio stations, and Siku Sherry is saying that the guy was arrested at his station's premises, and that's a good one. So it's good that they arrested him, and the arms, I mean, that firearm will be taken by the LMP, but the investigation should be who gave him the arm. That's a question. That's a big question. But if you listen to the voice that I played when he was called to go to the station, he said his sister is in the EPS and give it to him for self-protection because Voice of Liberia is on the radar of government. And I started to wonder, but then Sekou is saying that is an official of government that gave it to him. Anyway, investigation will go on. Okay, folks, so welcome to the show this morning. As I said yesterday, we were disappointed. In fact, they spoiled my program yesterday. After announcing that they're going to be here, and then waited. Later on, at the 11th hour, I got a call that they could not make it, so they didn't come. But anyway, who are we? We are here to serve the people. So this morning, in fact, they had a call to apologize yesterday, and so they are here this morning. So in studio, they are all from West Point. They are all from West Point, and the point is, I see some elderly men sitting here this morning. I thought was this young man to young guy to young man interaction, but I see some elderly men sitting here. Only one person I can say when I almost like the same age group. But anyway, it's good for all to discuss the issue. We got Achisi Bese, who is a team lead. We got Alfred B. Nangbe, the second chairman. At that time, what? Chairman for what?
Town Council.
Oh, Town Council. Okay. Then we got Josiah B. Toe, who is the Zonal Council Chairman, and Mountain D. Is that Loke? Latte. Oh, Latte. Okay, Latte. Elder Chairman, West Point. Wow. So some people saying that money. I'll get confused. Okay, so welcome to my good friend and brother and my father. How you all doing? If you want to go close to the microphone, yes. Dad, you want to bend the microphone small to you there? Just bend it small. Good. So, actually, let me ask you. You're my namesake, so we'll still talk. Actually, let me ask you. You are the youngest among them. Tell us, what's the issue in West Point? The last time people called me and I was dodging the call, but I had to answer. What's the issue right now? As it relates to, is that market and LMA?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, let's hear you.
So let me quickly begin by extending our apologies to you and, of course, the Sky FM family for the disappointment yesterday.
Yeah, go close to the maximum.
And we are here this morning anyway to do what we should have done yesterday.
Okay.
However, we opt coming to the studio this morning to bring to the public glare it's something that has been transpiring for a little over 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. There has been this back and forth with us as a community and the Liberia Marketing Association. Just to give you a little synopsis in history on the subject, the West Point as a township, right? West Point as a township have had 7 markets in her territorial limits. 7 markets. Of these 7 markets, LMA before 2022 was in charge of all 7.
Okay.
It will interest you to note that of the 7 markets, only 2 are government funded. The Waterside Old General Market that was built by former President Doe, and the Madra Market that was also built for the relocation of marketers from Vartan by former President Salif.
Okay.
The point of contention right now has to do with the West Point Old General Market.
And where is it located?
West Point? Yes. Okay. It's within West Point. In fact, it is deep within West Point.
Okay.
And this infrastructure was being built by a private citizen and turned over to the people of West Point, the late Mark DeShield.
Okay.
Since then, West Point started to operate as a market. Back in the 80s, the Liberia Marketing Association took on hold and they started to run the facility along with the Waterside General Market. We didn't have much of a problem because we felt people should be given the space, and for the fact that our people, West Pointers, were involved in the management of these things, we allowed them to do what they used to do or what they were doing. Fast forward, somewhere in early, 2000 to 2006, 2007, the first term of Madam Salif, the marketeers abandoned the building because it was in a very deplorable state. They were all on the roadside. It is an open secret. You go to West
after
Point,
the shoot turned it over to the West Pointers.
the LMA started to operate in the 80s.
In the 80s, okay.
And back in the 2000s, the market was in a very deplorable state. Marketers abandoned that a facility. They were along the roadside selling.
Okay.
Now, West Point remains an open secret in terms of the constraints we have in space. And so there is one way to go in, one way to come out. If marketers engage the rule, it becomes a problem for us as community leaders, right? And so we decided to make a call of appeal. We appealed to the conscience of former President Salif, and in 2011, through the kind courtesy of a son who was then the head of NOCA, Honorable Raul Salif, that market was renovated and an annex of it was being built. We also asked him to extend the same to a market that was being built as a complement to the WPC, meant to place marketers into segment. That particular space was meant for fruit sellers. Again, that place was being abandoned. In fact, it was being used as a temporary dump site by LMA. LMA actions before.
You mean LMA that was controlling the market?
Yeah, that was controlling the market was unable to do any form of renovation, was unable to ensure that the markets were clean, and those actions posed us a threat. West Point literally was used as a dump site, even up to this point.
You mean the market now?
Yes, LMA, even up to this point. And when we appealed to the conscience of former President Salif, and she came to our aid through her son at the time, the head of NOCA, former NOCA boss, Honorable Raul Salif, and that markets were being renovated. We again allow LMA to take charge of it, and they were running it.
After Raul Salif renovation.
Raul Salif renovation. They ran it up to 2002, up to 2022. Again, when the market, the West Point Old General Market now became very deplorable again. And in fact, at this point in time, marketers.
You mean the renovated one now?
Yes.
The one where I was renovated and turned over to LMA. Okay.
Became a banner again for the second time in 2022.
By the LMA.
By marketers.
Okay.
By LMA.
Oh, okay.
By the extension, it was being used as a dump site. Looking at the repeated constraints we had, imagine ambulance leaving the West Point clinic coming out with patients in terms of emergency was difficult to navigate. We experienced loss of lives, and so we took upon ourselves to call on former President Weah through former Minister Chokonkui, Minister of State of our portfolio, and the former city mayor, Honorable Jefferson Tamakoji.
Thank you.
We requested their assistance in ensuring that this markets facility be renovated for our people to go back in so that the road can be clear. Fortunately, they came to our call and they renovated those market infrastructures. At that point in time, looking at the ineptitude of the LMA in terms of management and ensuring that a conducive environment is being provided for our people to do business, we decided to take on the West Point Old General Market and regulate ourselves as a community.
West Pointers.
Yeah. From that point
so
on,
that means that you were trying to drive the LMA away from managing it again.
So the thing is, LMA abandoned the building because it was in a very deplorable state. It was literally an open roof.
I want to get something clear. You said they abandoned it.
They abandoned the
building.
They
were operating the building.
No one was operating there.
No, because you said, former President Weah,
so from the 80s.
From the 80s,
LMA have been operating there.
When Raul renovated, they turned it over to the LMA again.
No, we as a community give it to them.
To LMA. I want to say LMA. Right? We were managing it.
Of course. And then in 2022, the same action that was being experienced back in before 2011 renovation again prevailed. And so when we appealed on behalf of the community to the government to make interventions,
former President Weah.
Yeah, and that was done. We decided to take our property and manage it.
This time around, you decided to manage it.
We decided to manage it because we realized that LMA was in no position to effectively manage that facility.
Let me go to the chairman, the town council chairman. What Achid has explained, I don't want to, maybe you want to buttress him. Let me ask this question. Several occasions LMA took over, right? Or the marketplace.
Yes.
What did you do as head of council? Did you contact, approach the LMA in relations to that, maybe to renovate it, but Achie is saying they abandoned it.
So I'm the zonal council chair.
Okay.
So what happened there is that Achie is not trying to create a story.
Mm.
He is trying to tell you what is fact. If you observe the building, when Robert said he was carrying on the renovation, we are the people that were around at the time. We try to do all these things because of the community, to get our mothers on a shelter that they can have a good atmosphere to sell.
Okay.
So after that renovation, LMA took over the building. To approaching 2022, they abandoned the building again. I'll tell you the truth, when President Weah came in to renovate that building, it was completely a dump site. They were using that place for a dump site. When we're about to renovate that building, all the guys we call Zoko, we call them to get the debt of that place. Can you imagine the people, when they go there, they see the debt, they will escape the debt. They go there, they see the debt, they will escape the debt. Will he managing? They were huge quantity of debt. Will he managing not just only debt, but water will fill in that place. And you can't, the water, when you get to that water, they send from the water. Julius, you will not sit there. But by the grace of God, we managed to renovate that building. And up to this stage, since Westminster took over that building, we are in rainy season. When you get there, the building is still intact, everything is clean, and people stay in the building and they still controlling the building.
Let's go to the town council chair. Town council chair, what is the issue now with you, your township, and the LMA?
What is happening now?
Yeah, go close to the microphone, please.
What is happening now is that LMA, when the market was taken care by the resident of the township of West Point, they took the town, the community to court. And then
they took West Point to court.
Yeah, they took us to court. And so the people went there, they were represented by the lawyer. Just quite recently, when the commissioner of the township of West Point took over, they summoned him, they subpoenaed him to go and tell the court what he knows about the case, about the marketing, what they call riot. So he went there and explained to the people what he knows about the marketing activity. It was based upon that we all came home. But then surprisingly,
it was at the court they summoned at the court.
The court, yeah, he was summoned at the court.
Explain why he knew about
it. Surprisingly, we came back home. They never issue any, or they never call us back to the court. But surprisingly, they came with a rate of injectment that everybody should go order the market.
Those that were selling there?
Yeah, those that were selling there. The women said, no, we can't leave this place. We cannot leave this place. We'll be here. They left the court again, and they went to Internal Affairs. The Internal Affairs Minister went and gave transferred the case to the superintendent of Moserado County. The superintendent went on the scene, and we took him around. The superintendent left.
You mean the superintendent of Moserado?
Yeah, Moserado County. Yeah. The superintendent left, and we have never heard anything from the superintendent because maybe he has not completed his report. So, just a few days ago again, we had a person call from the president office, the vice president office, and he said,
Jeremiah,
yeah, that the commissioner of the township should go to the office and they want to see him. We went there that day, but they were having special session, so we could not see him as a group. When the president, then the commissioner left, and went on as an individual representing the township. He could not meet with the vice president, but rather the two other fellows who claims that the vice president gave them the instruction to send for the commissioner. So as he already put it, we came here to let the public to know about the activity of that time ship market and the behavior of marketing association, those quote unquote member of the marketing association.
Mr. Latte, you are the elder council chair, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, when you talk about elders mean wise men, right?
Yes, sir.
What have been your role as elder council? Because you see your people in West Point and LMA They are almost like loggerheads and even going to court. What did you do? What role did you play as elders?
Well, thank you very much. You see, let me say this clearly. LMA, I came into the market business in 1965.
Okay.
At the time, that's buildings from what my brother just said, it was then built and turned over to LMA. That's the information that we got. I'm one of those that marched with our Peter, the first president for LMA. At that time, it was not LMA. From Union to Pillars, we were operating on the South as Pillar. So while operating on the South as Pillar, we were then harassed constantly.
By whom?
By the city police and the police.
In which year?
It was in the 70.
Okay.
From 60 to 70. So the instruction was we shouldn't sell on the South. So we said, well, there is enough. Let us see President Trouble. Let us intervene. So we went to the mansion. Our Peter was so short. We have to put him on the chair before Trouble could see him to explain the purpose of which we have there for. So our Peter got through with the speech. So Trouble told us, okay, you know what happened? They think it's everyone our interest. We do want to allow South selling. But what I have to do here is that you put able to restrict the South so that people can pass freely. We say, yes, we can do that. At that time, we only had the market from Mercury Street to after Happy Corner Junction. And we had a market from Water Street Junction to Comahay there.
You're not living with a long time too.
Yes, to Comahay. That time, Reno, we had bus Reno 10 cents at the time. So there were the Reno buses in the park for people to pass freely ever hard. So we had that place well restricted.
Okay, Mr. Latte, because of time, I know you want to historicize it, but my question to you specifically is that you are presently the ad hoc chairman, right?
Yes.
The ad hoc chairman of West Point.
Yes.
What role have you playing now between the West Pointers and the LMA to making sure that this thing get resolved as soon as possible?
I think you listen to what Mr. Namu have said. We have make it possible to play a role that thing will be fun for LMA and also for West Point community. Well, really, to be frank, West Point community own that market.
Okay.
But LMA is acting like Goliath into the issue. That is. When we try to meet them, they jump so go to court. Try to meet them, they go to vice president. Try to meet them to return affair. They can't want to allow us to meet them because they feel that they have the power to control the market. So we do not have the power, but they have the power.
Actually, from what you all explain here, it surmises that the case is still in court. Is it true or false?
So I would not want to say it is still in court.
Because you say you went to court.
Yeah, we were in court. We saw kind of purported action where sheriff came at the West Point General Market to present an injection order that was not even signed.
Order that was not signed?
Yeah, it wasn't even signed. And when we rejected that, they left without any hesitation. We in fact saw that action as a gameplay on the part of LMA trying to utilize the judiciary system to get at us as West Pointers. In the view of that, we also receive, like the town council chair said, a call through the commissioner that the vice president office has contacted him to turn over the market. Here is the question, Julius. If the court that is responsible to adjudicate issues by law have affirmed through ruling that the market should be given to LMA, why is the commissioner needed to do that turnover to LMA? Why?
But the court said that they should turn over to the LMA?
And like I said, what came to us
Because the first thing you said, the court invited the commissioner.
It was not
The court subpoenaed
The commissioner.
Yes.
The commissioner came from there. He told you why he discussed with the court, right? Why he told the court.
Yeah, and we were there.
You were there.
We were there.
And since then, there will be no redress.
No. And besides, Julius, we were not engaged in these processes by ourselves. We were represented by our legal counsel. Till date, our legal counsel is not in possession of any court ruling. Yet, LMA decided to use that kind of tactics to go to the community with some sheriff to evict our people.
Hey, Mr. Toh, want to say something? Maybe you're trying to buttress him.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say was when you are asking the question concerning whether the court, whether we were right or whether the court, but what I want you to know here is that when it comes to the issue of we in LMA, going to court, we feel it will not be the right process for them. But the reason they are going to court because they want to claim right. And we are saying to them, no, this building is us. It's for us. We the West Pointers. I just said to you, the reason we decided to take our people in that building, you are going to West Point before.
Yeah.
You see the road aspect to go in and to come out one way. When the ambulance is going, Julius, when you there, you cry for our people.
Let me ask the question to the chairman.
Alfred Nangwe.
Yeah, Mr. Nangwe, I'll just call you by a title anyway. Before taking over, after former President Weah and Elias renovated the market, did you have a formal meeting with LMA telling them that, look, for the 8 years you've been managing the market and we don't see nothing good? So now that we've advocated and it's been renovated, we want to take over ourselves as West Pointers. Did you do that?
Well, I would say
yes, we did it.
I would say yes.
And what was the LMA response? Well, because the question I'm asking is because sometimes when you're trying to do something, you want to solve a problem on the ground, so it cannot come on the surface like it is now. So what was the response when you told them, look, we want to take charge of this market? Say you've been there 1980, you're doing nothing good for us. You're not maintaining it for us.
So, Julius, the thing is, when we got to that point, there was a table conversation with LMA. The LMA, the government of Liberia, and us.
Okay.
And we made our position clear that it is about time we take management of our facility.
What did
like I
LMA
said
say?
to you earlier, there are 7 markets within the territorial limits of West Point.
Yeah.
LMA till this date is running 6 of these 7 markets. The contention is only on 1.
So does it mean that the 6 that they are controlling, they are maintaining them?
No.
So why don't you take over all the 7 and just not taking over 1?
No. Here's the thing, right? Julius, here's the thing. Our initial concern was to ensure that the little space we have for road is clear.
Okay.
Right? And so we insisted on that market that we're going to ensure that our people move in the market building to sell. Now, go to Waterside. Go a little beyond the Waterside General Market towards the Battlefield or the UC Market. You will see a complete difference. People that are under the supervision of LMA are still along the roadside. People have left the West Point General, the Waterside General Market. They are selling on the roadside, and the market building is being used, rented to private institutions like schools and the rest of it by LMA. The worst case scenario, West Point has been used. All of the debt that comes from the 7 different markets, the 6 markets managed by LMA, all goes down West Point.
Do they have a specific place to dump the dirt?
My brother, it has polluted our beaches. It has polluted the river bend, causing danger to the marine species. And we have raised alarm over these issues consistently.
Did you write an official communication to the mayor of Monrovia?
Of course,
watch.
And this is where the government of Liberia, under former President Weah, saw the rationale in our argument and started with the quest that we manage our market.
So what's the MCC doing? If you say you contacted them, what did they say? Because sometimes, Monrovia is on MCC. They control the whole place. So
Julius,
if LMA, I'm coming. If LMA is using West Point as a dump site, then it's a cause for concern.
Julius, it is an open secret that from 2020 upward to 2022 or 2023, died overwhelmed the city.
Of course.
It's an open secret. All of us know about it. LMA.
But West Point should not be a dump site.
LMA resorted.
My point is, West Point should not be a dump site.
And this is where we're coming from, owing to the fact that that community is hugely populated. The action of LMA have resulted into several different problems our people are currently faced with. Waters are polluted. Our kids drink well water. Our people suffer from all kinds of waterborne diseases. And we have raised these alarms. But here is the thing now, right, Julius? We have had this market under our management since 2022 ending, right? After it was renovated. Up to date, there is a clear distinction of cleanliness between what we manage as a community versus what LMA still has under control. LMA went to court, jumped from court, like the town council and elder council along with the zonal council have said to different points, trying to distract our focus. We have come to state a community resolution
today.
Yeah.
Before we go to that resolution, let me ask. The thing is staying in court, Mr. Latte.
Yes.
What if the court say, look, West Pointers, you're telling market what to LMA? Because it's in court. I mean, there's no outcome yet from the court, true or false?
Julius.
No, I'm coming.
Okay, you know, what you have said, the court has the power to say that.
Okay.
Obviously, as we're looking at the situation now, we are suffering. We are suffering. And LMA, under looking at one thing in the whole issue is D.
The D?
D. They say they have D.
Oh, they have D for that
yeah,
place.
they have D.
Obviously, they will have
this whole case, the whole case, they had nothing to do again, but they will say, we are the one that bought this place. But what place you bought?
Who bought the place?
LMA said, they own the market through D.
So you who bought the place? Who bought the place?
But to me, from my knowledge, at the time, LMA from Pella to LMA, we never know about ND. Until now, after the doing the 89 to the 99, LMA is screaming to say they have D after 20 to 25 years. They had to do that.
Let me go to the zona chair.
So Judah, before Achi can come in, let me make you to know one thing. Westman is a squatter land.
Okay.
It's not a tattoo land.
To say you having D.
To say you having D. Thank you. And from what I understand, LMA came in existence in 1976, and the deed in possession they were established in 1950.
So maybe
56 specifically.
Maybe that place was bought a year before LMA took over.
But that Mandishi is the one that gave the place out.
So,
but the point is,
let me just chip in quickly on that, right?
But I mean, maybe the previous government, because our government, so many government before LMA came, maybe the previous LMA those days, bought those, that place, and they say, look, there's a D, so you have it.
So, Julius, from all rational standpoint, you cannot own a D as an institution before your birth. The D in possession of LMA dates 1956.
1956.
LMA as an institution came into establishment in 1976. How is it possible that you obtain a D 20 years prior?
Did you see the D?
They have displayed it.
Was it signed? The D is signed?
Julius, we are discussing about an institution that have raised millions and millions.
Now I'm not asking because you want to issue a D.
I won't tell you something. Right? LMA has the power to influence a lot of things. But are those actions genuine?
But they established this. LMA has a power to control and maintain all markets in Liberia, in Monrovia.
No, wrong.
Liberia.
Wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong. What is right? LMA, by the act that established her, right, gave her the authority to operate market facilities built by the government of Liberia.
But you talk to the government to build that one.
Renovate.
To renovate.
So who built that market in the 80s?
Julius, the market was built far back before the 80s.
By whom?
but a private citizen called Mark the Shield.
Okay.
And it was turned over to the people of West Point.
Okay.
Historically, there is no connection of government fundings in that project, with the exception of us asking government to make
help.
interventions where we were stranded.
Okay.
Beyond that market, there was a point where USAID came in to make some interventions when our food sellers were again stuck on the road like they are. They built a little shopping mall, right? And that shopping mall should have been a complement of what is being run by the WPC. The WPC is in charge of the few public bath latrines, the housing estates, and of course, by the extension, that shopping mall that's supposed to be meant for food sellers. The LMA took seize of that. Till date, they still running it.
But my question is, why you people sitting there? From the beginning, you will sit there and allow LMA to take over, and later on you say you want to take it back. That's what the problem is.
Had it not been for the ineptitude
of LMA,
in violating our existence and threatening our lives by their actions, right? We have no business to query them like we have allowed them from the 80s to run the facilities.
Mr. Namba, you want to say something?
Yeah, what I want to say here is that the people, as you already put it, who were not looking at, LMA as a kind of institution that would have engaged in act that would suppress us.
Okay.
I use the word suppression. We have been in that place. They have been running that whole era. And the LMA have never, in fact, the group that were running that place under the banner of LMA are not residing in the township. Some of them live Bannersville, New Georgia.
But maybe that's where they were assigned.
They were not assigned there.
So it means that you will live in West Point before where we LMA there.
Yeah, but most of the market constructed are run by the people that live in that area. I'm sure they are paying royalty to LMA. You don't have to be
not LMA.
LMA. I still call it LMA. LMA. And so we fell after the suppression for 30 years. And they are not giving, preparing the area as already put it, so that we feel we can take it. It's never too late.
Okay.
We took it.
So, is there room for, to solve this, to handle the whole thing, to solve it, and let the hula baloo stop? Is there any room? Maybe you people are demanding that they leave this market by all means. But actually, let's come to it. What's the resolution? You say you have a resolution.
So, Julius, there are 7 markets, like I said, in the territorial space of West Point. Right now, we have contention on 1. 6 is still under the authorship of LMA, right? Though the 6 that are under the authorship of LMA, only 2 legitimately supposed to be run by LMA.
But you're getting 6.
They have had all 7 until we decided to take one.
Yeah.
We have decided to go for not just what we have in our possession, but then the section that has to do with what you say built for our food sellers to get them off the street. If you leave from West Point Waterside Junction and you start to drive within, you will realize that it's difficult to ply your way because the people are all along the road. Just 10 to 20 seconds drive from Waterside or West Point Market Junction in, you will see the food sellers all along the road. There is a specific place that is supposed to be selling. We want to ensure that they leave the road and get back at that particular facility.
And that's a good one.
And that is with Julius, the thing is, it is within our power as a community to ensure our safety, to ensure the safety of our people as leaders. It is in our power to do that. We entrusted LMA to do that, and they have failed to do so. And so we opt taking that responsibility because people have died in the process in Abolens trying to leave from West Point.
So for short, people are telling LMA to stay put.
To stay put. Any attempt to further push West Point beyond where we are, there will be stiff resistance. We have
my final question. Okay, finish.
We have all along upheld the peace because we understand the significance of peace as a community and as a country. We opt to continue to promote the peace. And so our purpose here is to call on the actors, the national government, through the supervisory arm of the LMA, that is the office of the vice president, to do the needful. If the vice president is not aware, he should be aware that one Derek Gay, a chief of office staff, have placed consistent calls to the office of the commissioner, requesting the commissioner to turn over the market to LMA.
Without anything from the court.
Without any formal and a signed communication. But right, we should be communicated to our lawyers.
My final question is, this thing is in court. LMA took people to court, right?
Yes.
And you went there.
We went there.
The commissioner went there.
They subpoenaed the commissioner.
Thank you. Subpoena him. That's the thing going there.
Yeah.
But my point, and I want you to answer this question, so go to the lines. Time now is not in our favor. What if the court comes on and says, look, the final ruling, turn the thing over to LMA? What will you do?
It should be on the basis of law.
All right, so let's hear you. 077-777-107, 077-221-223. If you're in West Point, yeah, you are there. The lines are open. You can call us. If you're watching out of Liberia, you can call the WhatsApp number +231-777-221-223. I got Achi C. Gbese here. He's a team lead. Of course, Alfred B. Nangbe. The second is the chairman. The chairman town council. We got Josiah B. Toh, who is the zonal council chairman, and Mr. Martin D. Latte, other chairman, West Point. Let's go to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good morning. Eric Kwan, you have to hold it there. Okay, Eric, let's hear you.
Say again, sir.
Let's hear you, Eric. Go on.
Thank you. So you've already introduced Chris Eric Kwan from the township of West Point, an independent resident.
Let's hear you.
Uncle Julius, I really want to thank our community leaders for your.
Yeah, go on, Eric.
Clearly, this demonstrates an overwhelming support of the community as to the well-being on your radio. There are a few points I want to simply speak.
Okay, 30 seconds, no time.
Yeah, one, Uncle Julius. Never in the history of the West when people have we been united on a singular matter. We want to call on other communities that got similar situation with the LMA to rise up as they are doing it. As I speak to you, there is a rallying call in the entire community because their voices are being heard in every nook and cranny of the community.
Okay.
That the usage market and every other that have been built by the government of Nigeria, but rather listen to the interest of the Western people's life will be taken immediately. So we call on them to stick to that point as soon as they come to the community has prepared a rising welcome for the manner and form in which they have been able to deliver.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. We're giving 30 seconds each because of time. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Yaga Kolba. I'm calling the township of West Point.
Yaga Kolba, division was 10 representative. Okay, 30 seconds, please. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we're discussing about West Point issue, about the market issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jiblo, the thing I'm there, if you look at the LMA and you look at the market will establish before LMA will establish.
Okay.
The market is for them. When the market will build our usage, and while Ralph Salikin renovate the market for us, and what the former president George Weah when came in when the West people said he must renovate the market for them. When he renovate the market for them, when LMA want to claim the market, and when the former president will take over the market to the West people,
okay.
we can't allow that to LMA to take back the market.
Thank you.
We'll fight them with the power and everything that the market will be back.
Thank you. Now for time. Line 2, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's the name? Your line is breaking. Let's hear you. What's the name? Okay, Tisha, let's hear you.
We're concerned about the market discussing about enemies by making it market is true. But my issue I have with the township, my issue I have with the township and the elder of the township, which is the current commissioner for now. If they cannot handle a common issue concerning about the market.
They cannot handle what kind of issue, the court issue?
If concerning about the market issue, they cannot handle issue about concerning about the market. My people, my uncle in China, about this quality, the market get messy in the market. Also now from August 1st, they are running after it.
Okay.
The township and the commissioner.
All right, thank you. Machine gun missing. Let's go on the side. Line 1. Good morning. 30 seconds.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Ugida Jimuye. I'm calling from the township of West.
I say to the house morning. Let's hear you. 30 seconds.
Yeah, Julius, thank you so much. The issue of this market building, we continue to get information from our township commissioner that the office of the vice president continue to call him to turn over this market. Let's just say this, as West Pointers, we are very clear. Any attempt, it should not be like we are against government. No. The people ran the market, they could not make it. At the end of the day, we have to take back the market. So they should be, we are very clear. They should not tamper with Western people. Any attempt, our people will come out. Let it clear.
No, okay. Thank you. Thank you. That one, the other way. Let's hear you 0777 We got 9 minutes to wrap it up. Let's hear you quickly. Let's go back to line 1. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? Let's hear you. 30 seconds.
Yeah, consider about the market. The Washington need a market back. We cannot get our market to LMA. We need our market back. We stop it on with our now we come in West Point. The cash out to sell on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Line 2. Good morning.
Get the youth involved.
Good morning. Good morning. Call your name, my man.
My name is Stevens. I like a top player, and I come from West Point.
Let's hear you, Sibon.
First, I want to thank the girls in studio for the show. And I want to use this medium to call on the girls in studio, the youth of West Point, the people in studio to also get the youth of West Point involved.
Okay.
As you can see, there's nobody there that is in their 20s in studio there.
Politics everywhere. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go to this line. Good morning.
Julius Boki, thank you for the show this morning.
Good morning, David E. Harris.
And thanks for the David E. Harris. Thanks for the guest also in studio. But Julius, I'm wondering which part of Liberia or which part of Monrovia that they will have a specific community taking care of a specific market that we all know in this country that LMA is responsible for every market structure across the country.
Built by the government.
To put the law or tell me where part of Monrovia you will find a specific group or a community taking care of market that LMA is responsible for.
Okay.
We all know that LMA is responsible for every market across the country. So, to guys in studio, we are asking you guys, we are begging you to ensure that you tell the market what to LMA. They won't be putting in law when government see that LMA is not running the market appropriately, then government will come in and take the market and put on national government.
All right, thank you.
See that government you guys, LMA will take the market and tell the individual or community.
Thank you, David E. Harris. Time. Thank you very much. So let me take 2 more calls and wrap it up because we have to get closing comments from them. 0777 107 0777 221 223. Okay, that call is off the line. Let's hear you. What do you make of this last call? Okay, let's talk to this other caller quickly. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jeffrey. I call from West Point.
Oh, to the announcement, West Point caller. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I listen to Achi very clearly. And the people of West Point will not relent. If the vice president will want to tamper with what the people of West Point will not relent. And any attempt that will turn the market over to the LMA, they will hire the West Point people.
Okay, thank you. We don't want to go that route. Okay, let me hold it there. Achi, I keep hearing West Pointers, any attempt to turn the market over to the LMA people will resist. How that resist are going to be like?
So, Julius, it is good you asked that question because the first thing that comes to mind normally when people hear West Pointers talk in the field is all about violence. No, we are not going to engage the process violently.
Okay.
No. We have put in place several steps of actions that we feel will bring us to the table to resolve this thing once and for all.
Okay.
Step number one is what we're doing to use the media space to call the attention of national government or all our partners involved, including the LMA. Step number two, we have developed a petition for our leaders, our district representative, and our 2 senators from Moserado County. We are going to call on the 3 of them to come and receive that petition from us as a community. That's step number 2. The
if I go to the third one, have you spoken with your district representative?
Yes.
Emmanuel Dan?
Yes. As we look, we have had conversations with the honorable rep, right? We have extended this concern to the senators. They are aware. Okay. What we intend doing now is to charge them with the responsibility to mitigate the issue to avoid the further escalation of what we are faced with. And that's going to be done through a petition from us as a community. If these actions fail, we will still not resort into violence. Okay. But we want to state categorically clear that we will not turn over the West Point General Market to LMA. 1. 2, that we are going to ensure the UC market that was being built for our food sellers is being charged by them. They will take over that market. We will clear the roadside, and everywhere we're supposed to institute measures for the safety of our people, we will do that as a community. Whether the government of Liberia will back us or not, whether LMA is going to take ownership of ensuring that happens smoothly by accepting the win-win situation where she runs the 6 markets, but in ensuring that the roads are clear and marketeers are in the market, or disagree our actions, we will ensure our people's safety comes first.
Okay, let me go across the table. Mr. Latte, your parting comments quickly.
Well, thank you very much. What I have to say is that LMA, let them stop acting like Goliath into the issue here. We do not need Goliath issue in the LMA business. LMA, there are few markets, like you say market, Majua market, LMA cannot control it.
Why?
Because they don't have authority over it. Like someone said,
so who controls it right now?
They themselves. Majua market.
But you said they cannot control it.
They cannot control it. They are not in control of it.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, fine. Majua market control their market. You say market collecting rent from those various shop meeting. Just recently, when Ellen got the split broken, that's the time LMA rushed in again and Majua refusing. So let them stop acting
like Goliath. Simple. Let's go.
So, Julius, let me say thank you for hosting all this morning. And let me say to the loving people of West Point, let them remain calm because we know we are the leaders. We'll make sure this issue about the market remain with the people of West Point. One thing I want LMA to know is that people can trust you with their property and then you continue to take money, eat money, and you cannot maintain the property. Okay. If you are always making sure that they will come in to assist you to get the property in good condition, know that one day they will rise up for their property. And, and today it is what we are faced with. The people of West Point decide to get hold of their own property because of mismanagement. So again, let me tell you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nambe.
Yeah, Mr. Julius, I want to say that thank you very much for hosting us. But if you listen to the call, you will hear people calling and say, we'll resist. People over 30 years have never gotten anything from Marketing Association. Those guys get money and in region sell the big horses, estates out of the township. And we can't just look at them come in the community and take money from the community
and
go build other areas, get money, and then when they get ready. But the fact one question I want to ask is that what is the contribution of marketing association to the government of Liberia?
You should go ask the vice president because he's the one controlling the marketing association.
Sometimes I ask this question myself. What is that
I cannot answer that question.
They collect huge amount of money and they use it for themselves when people taking on them, then they go to government and they want support for government to go and support.
No corporations or development fund in the West.
And so what we are doing is that the government itself they have intelligent what they call people there, and this matter should be handled professionally. They should not come and say because marketing association can get support to government. So most of the time, support in terms of political support. That's why I think the people using this market here.
Okay, time. Actually, got 1 minute to wrap it up quickly.
So again, let me say thank you, Julius, and thank you to the Sky FM family for again giving us the opportunity as a community to air our views. We want to say to our people back home to exercise every restraint and look up to us as leaders and look up to us as leaders to be able to handle these issues and ensure that they are done in a peaceful and amicable way.
All right, thank you. I'm going to try to contact the PRO of the LMA. Maybe if they have the time, they can also come to get that side of the story. But anyway, we had Mr. Achisi Gbese with the team leader. We have Mr. Alfred B. Nambe II with the chairman, Town Council, Josiah B. To, Zonal Council chairman, and Mr. Martin D. Latte, Elder Council Chairman, West Point. My name is Julius Boki. Well, as I say, I'll try to contact the PRO or contact the LMA for their side of the story because it is something that we have to look into too. If I have time, let me just say something. If I have time, I will try my best to come to see that market and other places so that I can have a fair idea of that. On that note, I'll be back tomorrow morning on the program Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1 FM. My name is Julius Boki, your regular presenter and producer. Bye-bye.
Gather down before the gathered and buried. Look at the Habed massacre. Look at the Luchin Church massacre. Look at the Nima raid. Look at the cow feed Duboro massacre. Economic criminals. Bring them to justice now. Bring them to justice now.
John the Bata, you want higher. And the